Because of my family connection, the President and First Lady asked me if I would read this tribute to you, penned by President Obama. It was 1980. An epic career was in its twilight. Everybody knew it, probably including the champ himself. Ali went into one of his final fights, an underdog. All of the smart money was on the new champ, Larry Holmes. And in the end, the odds makers were right. A few hours later, at 4 a.m., after the loss, after the fans had gone home and the sports writers were writing their final take, a sports writer asked a restroom attendant if he'd bet on the fight. The man, black and getting on in years, said he'd put his money on Ali. The writer asked why. Why, the man said? Why? Because he's Muhammad Ali. That's why. He said, "Mister, I'm 72 years old, and I owe the man for giving me my dignity." To Lonnie and the Ali family, President Clinton, and an arena full of distinguished guests, you are amazing. The man we celebrate today is not just a boxer or a poet or an agitator or a man of peace. He was not just a Muslim or a black man or a Louisville kid, though I know you wish that was it, Louisville, this wonderful city. He wasn't even just the greatest of all time. He was Muhammad Ali, the whole far greater than the sum of its parts. He was bigger, brighter, and more original and influential than just about anyone of his era. You couldn't have made him up. And yes, he was pretty too. He had fans in every city, every village, every ghetto on the planet. He was feted by foreign heads of states. The Beatles' British invasion took a detour to come to him. It seemed sometimes that the champ was simply too big for America. But I actually think that the world flocked to him in wonder precisely because, as he once put it, Muhammad Ali was America. Brash, defiant, pioneering, joyful, never tired, always game to test the odds. He was our most basic freedoms, religion, speech, spirit. He embodied our ability to invent ourselves. His life spoke to our original sin of slavery and discrimination, and the journey he traveled helped to shock our consciousness and lead us on a roundabout path towards salvation. And like America, he was always very much a work in progress. We do him a disservice to gauze up his story, to sand down his rough edges, to talk only of floating like butterflies and stinging like bees. Ali was a radical, even in a radical of times, a loud and proud and unabashedly black voice in a Jim Crow world. His jabs knocked some sense into us. Yes, they did, pushing us to expand our imagination and bring others into our understanding. Now, there were times when he swung a bit wildly, that's right, wound up and accidentally may have wronged the wrong opponent, as he was the first to admit. But through all his triumphs and failures, Ali seemed to achieve the sort of enlightenment and inner peace that we are all striving towards. In the 60s, when other young men his age were leaving the country to avoid war or jail, he was asked why he didn't join them. He got angry. He said he'd never leave. His people, in his words, are here, the millions struggling for freedom and justice and equality, and I can do a lot of help in jail or not, right here in America. He'd have everything stripped from him, his titles, his standing, his money, his passion, very nearly his freedom. But Ali still chose America. I imagine he knew that only here in this country could he win it all back. So he chose to help perfect a union where a descendant of slaves can become the king of the world. And in the process, lend some dignity to all of us. Maids, porters, students, an elderly bathroom attendant, and help inspire a young, mixed kid with a funny name to have the audacity to believe he could be anything, even the President of the United States. Muhammad Ali was America. Muhammad Ali will always be America. What a man. What a spirit. What a joyous, mightiful champion. God bless the greatness of Ali. God bless his family. And God bless this nation we love. Thank you very much.